Now, welcome to another Let's Talk Some Skeleton Crew, where this time it is the 8th episode, the finale of the show, and we will begin the discussion with Naboo's thoughts on this episode.
Well, I don't think it was perfect. I think it finished out the story in a satisfactory way.
Yeah, I mean, the story of the characters, that's what this episode was really all about. It was
Right.
about the kids overcoming Jod, and the parents kind of finding their own bravery as well.
It was the kids and the parents kind of coming to terms with each other in a respect and
Yeah, there was
trusting
that too.
each other, realizing that they both could grow in some areas. And it was nice. There was a little give and take.
Yeah, there was
Fern's
a lot of
mother
that.
getting courage and strength from her daughter.
Wim's dad, who initially was like, "We're not doing any of this. This is crazy," and then he's
And he's like, yeah,
we're
I can
doing
help
it.
you. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go. And then he's trying to help his son. It was nice
It
to
was a
see
bonding
some
episode for the
yeah.
parents and the kids. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wish there was a little more of the issues between them earlier on. I don't know that I mean, the first episode kind of gives you a little bit of Wim and his dad are not really close, and that Fern has issues with her mom. A little bit more of that throughout the series. I don't know how you would have done it, but
Well, they could have,
been
had
helpful.
an episode where Fern talks about how hard it is being,
Yeah, we kind
the
of
daughter of her mother, and
Yeah, you're right. I think there were a few points where we could have got a little bit more to make this all a little bit stronger, but that's really a nitpick or a minor. Like, you could have made something really good even better, I guess, kind of thing.
overall, though, like I said, I thought it was good. I liked that they hit Jod's backstory, but they didn't spend 20 minutes talking about it. They gave us enough. Star Wars fans, we know about Order 66.
I got to toot my own horn. I literally said that Wim was going to say something like, "You're no Jedi," and Jod was going to be like, "Well, let me tell you a little something about the Jedi." And, well, he didn't
He did.
exactly go like that, but yeah, he was apparently found after Order 66 by a female Jedi. We don't know which one, don't know that it matters.
Didn't get trained very long.
No, and
Yeah.
then she was hunted down and killed by the Empire. So, yeah, we got his Jedi story.
It makes his hunger speech earlier
Oh, yeah.
better because he really was hungry.
Yeah, exactly. I thought
That was coming from a place of honesty.
it all came together nicely. It was 30 seconds where you're like, yep, I get him now.
I get him.
Worked perfectly. We didn't need okay, let me sit down and tell you about the story of my whole
Yeah.
life as a Jedi for 10 hours.
And I like that even though they did give you Wim giving that second of I'm gonna redeem Jod, come with us, Jod said nah.
I
He said
like that.
nah would.
I like that Wim was like, "Come on, Jod.
'Cause
Even
he
though
knows.
you're a terrible person, you almost killed us. You could have killed us, and you tried to take over our planet, and you probably got some people killed outside with the pirate attack. Let's not watch you die. That's
Yeah.
a very Jedi thing to do. Not that I think he's going to be a Jedi. I think New Republic pilot is in his future. Saw those X-wings again, and he's like,
He
"Yeah,
was
I want to
excited,
do
yeah.
that.
Forget my assessment. Look at those.
Yeah, I don't need to take
I
the
want to
test.
see the galaxy. I'm excited.
Yeah, you don't
So
need to."
yeah. I mean, obviously, despite the fact that they didn't exactly, I guess, need to show the embassy from the Republic. We saw a ship coming in that looked more like an ambassador type ship.
Yeah, blockade runner. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get to see the aftermath of New Republic meeting, Fern's mom, representative of Atten, and setting up their future. As an adult, yes, I wanted that. As
I
a
did,
completionist fan, I wanted to know what their future was going to be, but it's not the end of the world that we didn't get it.
Not the end of the world, but it could have been, I think, should have been in there. I know it might tack on a couple extra minutes and make it feel a little bit bloated there at the end. Oh, we had to tell us what's going to happen when we can kind of assume what's
Well,
happening.
all they had to
there.
do was show a delegate or Fern's mom go, hey, I have to go meet with the delegate from the New Republic.
Yeah.
Just a little something, so we kind of knew what was going on. It would have been a nice, spot for them to throw in a shameless cameo of, look, there's Mon
Yeah, that was one of
Mothma.
your
Look,
predictions,
there's,
yeah. It was a good prediction. I think you're
So-and-so,
right and wrong
yeah.
at the same time because I think it is about to happen. They just didn't show it.
Yeah. They missed the opportunity for a shameless,
It's not really shameless. It's just,
no,
it's,
but for just a brief cameo in the background, or R2-D2, hey, let me take you to someone, just a little something.
3PO being like, Mistress Leia is about to meet with you or whatever.
Come
something.
follow me to meet with Mistress Leia. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that could have. Again, do you need to do that? No.
No.
But I think it implies that they're going to be getting back into the New Republic. And the ship landing already implies that, I suppose. You don't need to explain it. But still, you wanted to explain it a little bit.
I was almost disappointed that they glossed over how many people probably died when the pirates just showed up and started blasting things before Jobs.
Yeah.
Hey, those are my workers. Don't kill them all.
Yeah. It was... They did really kind of gloss over just how...
I mean, we saw that bus explode. You can't tell me it was fully evacuated. Nor do we ever find out exactly how much the supervisor knew. We knew that he mentioned that the last transmission he got from the Republic was that the Jedi were traitors.
Yep. But what else did he know or not know about what happened next and did
Yeah.
not tell the people of Ad
Did he just decide that because these things never affected their great work and the fact that they were behind a barrier, he just said, they don't need to know, right?
Yeah,
They
keep
can
doing what you're doing.
keep working. So
I was programmed to make credits, and that's what we're going to do.
that's
or
what we're going
that's
to
what
do.
the
It
people
doesn't
are gonna
matter.
do.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which Republic is in charge or
Or an
well,
empire.
we stopped getting transmissions from the Republic, so whatever was telling AT-AT and stuff stopped. So
Yeah.
they never got Imperial transmissions clear,
It's weird that the Empire didn't know about these planets. Like Palpatine.
Was
in
it
all
just
his,
forgotten in the binary?
Like, I mean, because it's implied that with him getting that message, that either that was just a generic message across like every Republic channel or frequency that just anybody who had anything to do with Republic got it. And somehow over time, the Republic had forgotten about these planets. If that had been where they were getting their credits from for all this time, how did Palpatine not go, you know what? We need to take some of those credits because I got a few Death Stars to build and a fleet over in Exegol to build.
I think that they did kind of forget about it. Maybe they thought it was destroyed with the other jewels. Maybe they just didn't know. I mean, it's lost data somehow. I mean, don't
But how
forget,
do you-
Master Kenobi lost a
you
planet.
beat me to it.
So what's to say they
I was so
didn't lose
close.
another one that somebody deliberately hid AT-AT and they deleted it from the records and that was the way they were going to protect it. And then somewhere chain of command messed up and maybe so who knows when the other ones started getting exposed and they just forgot about it. Maybe when the emissary lost his ship to our pirate that still remains faceless, whenever that emissary lost his ship to Tech Renard, they lost their bridge between the planets, their bridge to the Republic. Maybe there only is one emissary and his crew, and without that one human, that one link, a lot of it falls apart.
Yeah, that's probably the explanation, that they could not get in through the barrier by any means without the ship or something. Even though they were getting messages, you could just send. I don't know. I think that is one of the weakest parts of the episode is that there are so many questions about what exactly happened and how did this all work, and that there really wasn't a twist in this. Not that there needed to be a twist or a subversion of expectations, but I felt like the supervisor being a droid was kind of expected.
Oh yeah, it was very
And that
expected.
there was like nothing else to it. It was just the droid that we all kind of thought was going to be the case, and that was it. And you just felt
Yeah.
like with again, you bring up the identity of Tech Grenade being kind of
Never given
obscured,
to
and
us, yeah.
I go back to that statue. I've gone back to that stupid decapitated statue way too many times, and I'm like, well, it has to be something, right? And
Apparently
yet,
no.
nothing.
Unless it was a something and then they just said, yeah, let's just cut that out. We don't need it.
I mean, that's possible. Maybe it was a little too bloated. Maybe what they changed about it, because we heard the rumors that this was something Disney watched and we are like, well, what are you doing here? This isn't very good. What are we even going to do with it? Maybe they just chopped the thing apart and all this extra mystery was just kind of jettisoned and they stuck just to the adventure parts.
I mean, could Tech Renard be something they pick up and use in the future? Maybe keeping his identity a secret is part of a larger plan. If they go into a season 2, they could still work with SM-33 and tracking
I guess so.
I don't know.
I guess that could be a little thread to a second season if they ever would get it, which it probably won't, but or a book or something. I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't necessary, but I just feel like it was a waste keeping the image of him a secret. Like,
Yeah.
why?
You do that again. It's Chekhov's gun, right? It's the gun on top of the school. It came into play. So usually when something happens, or you see something, or don't see something, it will have relevancy later on. I mean, if there's no point, I mean, sure, you could just have the explanation. Well, it's an old recording, so it didn't really show very well. Okay,
Alrighty then.
but generally that would then play into something else.
That we'd see him later and go, oh, it's
Yes.
that guy, or oh, I get it, or he's so and so, or important for this reason, or
Exactly, but there was nothing to it.
I mean, but we have to presume he's very, very old. I mean, he had a High Republic lightsaber in his collection. I don't know where
Well,
he
yeah.
got it from, but
It's kind of a.
we assume it's a
yeah.
High Republic lightsaber. It looks more like their stuff.
It does look more old, newish school, High Republic, whatever you
old
want to call that. Yeah.
All right, should we move into the hammer scale?
Sure. Let's do that. I
Okay.
suppose you want me to go first.
That's how this works.
Start to end whole thing. I'm gonna give it. I'm somewhere at 8.5 to a 9.
Ooh, you very much enjoyed it,
I
didn't you?
really enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm gonna go 8.5. because I do wish a little bit more with the mystery. I do feel like you were teased with a few things that could have had
Hmm.
resolutions that didn't go anywhere. I thought overall Jod was really good. The kids
Yeah,
did a great job. It was interesting. It was intriguing. It was fun. It was humorous.
it
It
was. It
had a
was.
little bit of everything, and it just worked. Every episode worked really well, and I was entertained the whole way through.
All right. I would give it, and you'll have to wait for the whole answer here. I'd give it an 8, but
Okay.
I'm bumping it to an 8.5,
Okay.
strictly because of the music video.
Oh, really? That's not even the show. You're
Yeah,
cheating
I
now.
know. It's such a great song. Bunky Donko.
Yeah,
I
I've heard
love
that
that.
so many
It's
times.
great. It's
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic.
it's
I
catchy.
need it.
I give it that.
So yeah, but for the series alone, I'd actually just give it an 8. But overall I'm giving it an 8.5. But I get really put off by unfinished story threads.
Yeah, that's kind of what's
Hmm.
holding it back from me. I really
Yeah,
feel like there was just something
and the
missing
slow
there.
start could be problematic. Yes, people who generally watched it and get really into Star Wars, we watched episodes 1 and 2 together. But if you're a very casual person and you watch just the first episode, that may not be enough to hook you on the series. I
Agreed.
think it needed to be combined and just made episode 1 rather than episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Because without that second piece, it's a lot less likely that you'll go on to watch the whole series. That's in my opinion.
yeah. You need to hook people early. I always hear
Hmm.
people say or read people saying like, "Oh, you can't judge the whole show until you've seen the whole thing." Well, you also have to keep in mind, I'm not going to watch the whole thing. If I watch an episode or two, I'm like,
And I don't like
I
it.
mean, Star Wars. Yes, I'm going to watch it just because that's what I do.
Hmm.
But if it's anything else and I go one episode or two episodes and I'm not hooked, I'm not going to watch the amazing finale at the end of episode 8, am I?
No, you're not gonna make. You're never gonna make it
Yeah,
that far.
exactly. But no, eight and a half because again, it's not the greatest thing I've ever seen, but I really, really enjoyed it. And there was a few other things I
And
wish
I can
just
feel
could have been in
the
there.
love behind the
Yes,
show,
I think that's the key. I think the fact that you could really tell there was
hmm
passion put into this,
and
thought
that
put
even
into
if
this.
the plot was a little sloppy at times,
Yeah, sure.
the characters were very well done. You saw the growth with the kids. You saw
Yep.
the growth and the changing within Jod. I mean, Jude Law was
You
fantastic
were
in
always
this.
guessing with him, like,
Yeah,
what is he going to be the heart of
and
gold
that was
or
great. That
yeah,
was absolutely fantastic that they never nailed down exactly what he was until we got to the end.
yeah, and even at the end, you're left wondering, like, oh, he
Mhm.
kind of does care about the kids, yet he didn't really care about them that much. You know,
Yeah.
it's very, he's a very complicated character, and I like
Yeah,
that.
and the kids were very well done. They're handled
Yeah,
well. The kids acted fantastic. They did very well
I thought so
for
too.
the
Yeah,
being younger. That's not always easy to convey emotions and
no,
stuff like that. But they did a great job. I'm actually very impressed by them.
I was impressed with everything. But anyway, I think that's gonna be all we got for you this time. Now it is your turn. Take to the comments below. Tell us what you thought of this final episode of Skeleton Crew, or what you thought of the series overall, and let's talk some Star Wars. And so until next time, thanks for watching.